Click the link below for a 30-day free trial of Audible. Yo, I got some great news, y'all. JJK is back on top of these manga chapters, man. Oh! Yo, man, listen, like, y'all know me, right? #1 Sukuna Glazer on the internet. My title's undisputed. I'm willing to debate anybody on that. And buddy, even though it's looking rough for my boy at the current, y'all know I still got my faith. Real quick pause on this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you. Are you looking for something fashionable and affordable to wear anime related these days? Are you looking for an anime inspired t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, or even like lights or anything of that nature? Well, boy, I tell you, head on over to animeexpressstore.com and oh yeah, they'll hook you up over there. I actually just copped one of these Megami t-shirts. This thing's actually fire. I'm actually so excited to get it. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a special announcement for y'all. Go ahead at your next checkout, hit code DAFFY10 for 10% off your next purchase, man. Oh yeah, we sponsored now, so I can curse in this bitch. Yeah! Remember, DAFFY10, DAFFY10 for 10% off on your next purchase, man. But I gotta say, this entire showdown, the past 10 to 15 chapters have been non-stop fire front to back. Listen, I'm not gonna say that Gege is at his peak form here, but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm just saying, when season 4 of the anime is running, listen, when we get Gojo versus Sukuna and the Sukuna Showdown Arc back to back, oh, buddy. Woo! Listen, I don't know where people got this narrative that season 3 will be covering Gojo versus Sukuna, and up to now that's really just not possible unless they made it like a 40 episode season. Most likely, in my opinion, I think that season 3 of JJK will cover up to either Yuki and Kenjaku showdown or Megumi getting possessed by Sukuna, I think. Now, obviously, the Culling game, a lot of it are fights, and so you can probably switch some things here and there. So if they made like a 28 episode season, they would probably get to Megumi being possessed, but we'll see. But buddy, coming off the heels of Gojo versus Sukuna, everyone loved that fight, and we go immediately into Kashimo versus Sukuna. And I know everybody's got their opinions about that fight, and that's cool. That's okay, right? Y'all know me. Go check out that Kashimo video if you haven't already. But I do think that narratively Kashimo did serve his purpose, although I felt that his utility and his power set was a little weird, a little weak in my opinion. But we go from that. Kashimo allegedly being on the ground, we still haven't seen a body, so I have no idea whether he's gonna be dead or maybe doing something with his body like Higuruma and Gojo. And we go immediately to Higuruma and Yuji coming to jump him, right? We get this beautiful double page spread, looks fantastic, right? Everyone's hyped. And then we go into Kenjaku versus Takaba. And listen, I was in the minority. I loved this fight, dude. It was fun. It was goofy. I love seeing Kenjaku on screen. Mr. Yapamub just nonstop talking. We have Takaba has one like low-key, like one of the most broken power sets in the entire JJK verse. Like we're talking about like actual Toon Force. Like Archie Sonic issue 1 through like 20 to 24, where it was just a gag character and like anything could happen. We're like bordering on stuff like that. And then we have this super crazy panel of where Takaba allegedly thinks he's about to die. And Kenjaku, you know, being like, hey man, I really had a good time. To Yuta coming up and sneaking him, slashing his head off. And then, you know, we have this panel, my will be inherited. Now, do I think that Kenjaku is dead 100%? No, not really, not at all. But awesome. We got to just go back to back. Fire. Love this chapter. It's fun, it's goofy, right? Then we have this little serious moment, Yuta fulfilling his promise to Gojo that he would actually kill Kenjaku with his bare hands, and which he did. And so we come back to the fight, man, and lots of stuff is going on. Sukuna is in his Heian Era prime. Now, granted, he is still significantly weakened from his fight with Gojo because I believe he's operating at less than half capacity, which is about where Yuta is from what he has said. And so as we come into this fight, everyone's starting to jump him. Vaguely everyone, right? Ino tries to get a shot off on him. Chozo ends up trying to get a shot at him, and they did my nigga Chozo dirty, bro. I'm really hoping he comes back in this couple chapters or so. But Chozo's not dead. I don't know why everyone thought that he was dead. I mean, like, he's literally a cursed womb, and he just got like 2 holes in him. He'll be okay, I promise. We go from that to Higuruma allegedly having as much potential as Gojo, if not more, learning reverse curse technique in just under 2 months, which is basically unheard of. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do think it's a little weird how we had all this hype for Higuruma just for him to die in the next chapter. Now, granted, I knew he was going to die. There was nothing that he could have done possibly to Sukuna. I mean, like, be honest with me. Did you really think the Executioner Store was going to touch him? Now, Yuji could have touched him with it, but I mean, Higuruma was already dying at that point, and Sukuna probably would have seen it. But you hear what I'm saying. So Sukuna ends up killing Higuruma, and then we have Yuta popping up trying to save the cast, right? Everyone's in despair, and so we have Yuta coming in with the assist. Boom, we go straight into it. Yo, this man Yuta is going absolutely crazy in this fight, bro. Yo, Yuta is spamming this down special like it's Tekken, bro. He's coming in, boom, then icebreaker. Coming in, boom, then icebreaker. Breaking the manga panels and shit. I mean, golly. And so I don't know if all of y'all noticed this, but Rika is significantly bigger on the one cover page that we've seen, and then also in that panel where she's trying to crush Sukuna, she's a black, and apparently she looks slightly bigger. Now Yuta did say that Yuji and him cheated with what they've been doing for the past 2 months. I think we'll probably see it next chapter, because I'll get to this current chapter in a second, because it's actually some nonstop fire. But I don't know, I like that all of our characters have gotten significant buffs, especially Yuta and Yuji. And so we go to that to then actually see Yuta's domain for the very first time in the show. And y'all know, listen, I love me an agenda. I love me a good agenda, right? I love slander, right? I will never stop slandering Boruto. I will never stop slandering One Piece. Guizao, listen, it's not going to stop. I'm so sorry. I love you for editing my videos, but give it up. It's over. And people just for some reason had this like hate boner for Yuta out of nowhere. Oh, Yuta's a fraud. He only had a simple domain. He made his domain expansion up. He's nothing without Rika. Just all this crazy, nasty, diabolical work. And then he comes in and in one chapter does 3 times the amount of damage that Kashimo did. Yo, if you want to talk about real life frauds, you want to talk about real life fraud watch, buddy, oh my God. In one chapter, Yuta had Sukuna bleeding from his eyes, him smirking and saying, oh, this is gonna be a good one. This nigga Sukuna literally put the paws on Kashimo for like 2 minutes and then just bisected him. I don't even think it was 2 minutes. I think it was like 45 seconds total. Like, here's the thing, is that like, narratively speaking, every single person has taken something or is doing something to Sukuna to slowly break him down, right? So we have Gojo, I don't really need to explain that, but like, Sukuna's reverse technique isn't even there. He can't use his domain expansion, all this different stuff. Then we have Kashimo, who did nothing. Now, he went to his prime Heian Era form, but if anything, that's worse. Like, even Higuruma was able to take away Kamutoke. Which, like, it's Kamutoke, bro. Who cares? Like, he took away his baby rattle. I don't really give a shit. But, like, then we have Yuji, who every time he gets hit up on Sukuna, he's slowly breaking the seams from Megumi and Sukuna's soul. He's doing something, right? Yuta, obviously, is one of their ace in the holes. And so Yuta's able to output some of the most damage at that time in conjunction with Yuji. And yet he also has Jacob's Ladder, which he copied from Hana. Dude, Yuta is fucking nuts. Yo, this plan to have his arm, like two of his arms in the same hollow wicker basket position, and so that they can try to double team him and then get him to break it so they can use Jacob's Ladder. That's cool. Really, really cool. I love that plan. I'm sorry, this whole video is a glazing session, but we're gonna come back to form here slowly for my Sukuna folks, so stay with me. Bro, and then we come to this past chapter and Bro, this chapter was Jump Kaisen at its peak, brother. They wasn't doing no domain expansions. They wasn't doing no hollow purple, none of that. But I'm talking, this is what I like. I like raw hands. I like beams and all that. It's cool. Sorcery spells and all that. It's all right. I can handle it. But you know what I like? I like paws. That's what I like. I like scrapping. Bro, you got Yuji taking Sukuna's face and just, oh, you saw him saying, taking that knee. Oh my God. And then Sukuna hits him with the, hey, come here, little bro. Let me tell you something. Right? Gets his arm around his neck, hits him with the, Yo, you know what's crazy is that in low-key, if this was anybody else, they'd be fucking dead. Like, people disrespect Yuji all day up and down, which with this chapter, that slander's done with. People slander Yuji all day up and down. If that was really anybody, if that was Amaki, if that was Hikari, they would probably be dead. But because of Yuji's physical constitution and Sukuna being slightly weaker than usual at his prime, not slightly, at half his capacity, dude, Yuji was able to tank it and heal up with reverse curse technique. Bro, I'm telling you, the Yuji agenda for being like the weakest main character in Shonen right now is done with. Finito, danno. You know what I mean? And then, bro, we just get hands being thrown. Yuta, listen, one thing you gotta respect about Yuta, right? He keeps that katana on him, he keeps that thing on him, but he ain't afraid to throw them bitches. He ain't afraid to throw some hands nowadays. You saw what I'm saying? He taking that nigga, bro, Yuta literally put his hands on Sukuna's mouth with the little belly mouth thing and ripped his tongue out because he was casting an incantation, bro. Oh, bro, I didn't even catch it when I read it. I thought that was a bone or something, which is still raw. I didn't realize Yuta literally was like boxing up his midsection and whipped out his tongue. That's crazy work. And then we get one of my favorite moments from this chapter where Yuji literally, while he's just like getting carved up, just like, he literally takes that, he said, hey, bitch ass nigga, spits in Sukuna. Bro, listen, Yuji, I wasn't familiar with your game, my brother. My apologies. That's what I like to see, bro. That's what I like to see. After all the disrespect that Sukuna has thrown your way, called you nothing, called you an insolent brat, called you weak, and you take all that and you spit in his face and you show him what you're made of, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm getting hype. I'm sweating. Oh my God. Dog, and then we get... the agenda switch up about to be crazy after this chapter officially airs, bro. We get the reveal that when Yuji spits on this man, just straight, you saw what I'm saying, bitch ass nigga, he makes the blood explode with supernova, confirming that Yuji has a cursed technique. Now, whether he absorbed it from one of his brothers in the curse room, we don't know. Maybe it's just from the gauntlets, we don't know. But Yuji makes a boom, explodes a supernova on his face, and I believe that actually Yuji's real curse technique is being able to, punch a soul directly. Now, what that would mean in general, like in the JJK verse, that's not really gonna mean that much. Maybe he does more damage to killing game players. I have no idea. Like the reincarnated sorcerers, sure, but overall, like if you're like doing a versus battle with Yuji and other things, I don't really think hitting a soul would matter that much. And Yuji ends up at one point, they have Sukuna's arms tied up for a second, and Yuji is like, come on, Megumi, get in there, we gotta go, come on, wake up, boom, punches him, and we see Megumi is in complete despair. He is broken. Again, I love a good agenda. I love it. It's fun. It's hilarious. It's fun to just goof off sometimes. But I'm seeing so much hate for Megumi now, because it's revealed in this chapter that with Angel's Ladder, it will destroy the cursed object within somebody, but the survival rate for the host body or the original body, in this case being Megumi, the survival rate is extremely low. But when you split those apart bit by bit, the survival rate gets higher, higher, and higher. And we get to see that when Yuji actually gets to make contact with Megumi's soul and finds out he's alive, Megumi is completely broken. The narrator tells us that Megumi has lost the will to live. And the only thing he keeps repeating is, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Like, he's done. This kid has gone through so much. People gotta understand that, I swear to God, power scaling was the worst thing to hit the anime community. This is like worse than like Overwatch Rule 34 in like 2017, bro. Like, I'm talking worse than like crack being put into the black communities in the 80s. I have this notion that unless you have a feat or like you're like top 10 to top 20 in the verse, that your character sucks. You could have some literal like fish sticks that are just horrible non-characters, but they do something cool for 2 pages. Oh man, this character's golden. Peak character, woo, he clears your top 5. It's like, dude, come on. This kid has gone through so much. His best friend and one of his peers are fighting to the death to free him. His sister is dead by his own hands, technically, because his body was hijacked. His teacher and mentor is now dead. And there are so many other deaths that possibly are going to be on his hands because his body was hijacked and he has no control over his actions. He's seeing all this firsthand. He was submerged in this bath or whatever for 2 months. And his soul was being plunged deeper and deeper and deeper into this darkness. So when people sit here and they try to say, oh, the Megumi's a fraud and all this and he and whatever, bro, Yuji was almost in this exact same situation in Shibuya. Where's the energy for that? Where was the energy for that? Right? And Yuji still needs to have his we are the exception moment with Megumi, right? Dude, I swear to God, if Yuji lands a black flash that splits their souls apart and just says like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Koksen! And like splits their souls apart with his bare hands, bro, I will literally stream butt naked and review the chapter. I'm so serious too. Get me excited. I'm sorry. So anyway, Megumi unfortunately is just he's cooked at the moment. There's nothing that really can be done, and so Sukuna ends up tanking a Jacob's ladder. Dog, bro, listen. Let me tell you something, bro. And I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you. My goat, throughout this entire endeavor, did not look shocked at any point. Bro, literally, Yuta and Yuji literally started piecing him up so bad, a piece of his face started peeling off, and he had that same, like, smirk on his face. He was just like, oh, damn, that's, there you go, you're doing something, right? Let me tell you something. Someone's gonna die. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna die or get eaten by the end of this fight. Now, Yuta ends up getting hit with one of the world cleaves, but it's significantly smaller because Sukuna is still not operating at full capacity. And also, Yuta's regeneration is absolutely stupid. And Maki shows up and actually stabs Sukuna through the back, just like how Toji did Gojo. Now, honestly, I mean, if you didn't figure that this is going to happen, I really don't know what manga you're reading. I mean, here's the thing, is that Maki is not really the type to fight Sukuna in a one-on-one situation here, especially at his prime, because she doesn't have reverse curse technique like that. Like, she has a very minor healing factor, like with her fight with Noya, where she, I believe that Kamo had to hold him off for like a couple minutes, or I think it was like 3 minutes or something like that. But it's nothing like Yuji and Yuta's reverse curse technique. Like, it's not nearly there. So we have Maki sneaking Sukuna with the soul splitting katana that she has, and I don't know, man. I honestly, this is very cool, very hyped. I could totally see Gege transitioning back to the Hikari fight. Now, granted, people are going to be upset, bitch and moan and cry and pissed and shit in their pants, but honestly, I am kind of interested to see what's going to happen there. Now, obviously, do I think the Hikari is going to win his fight against Urame? I mean, probably. I do think it's going to be interesting to see Hikari just have a strict 1v1 with her, because people thought that Maki was actually going to pop up with Hikari and actually help him with his fight against Urame, but I'll take it. But man, my glorious King Sukuna, he looked in dire straits, man. He looked like he was in pretty dire straits. I mean, like, again, face started getting peeled, he's bleeding everywhere and all this. But here's the thing that people got to understand. We don't have solid confirmation that Malevolent Shrine isn't coming back. Like, his world slash is back, right? And, you know, he has incantations or whatever. Malevolent Shrine at some point is probably going to make an appearance. I would just have to guess. And if that happens, that's going to be really, really bad. Fuga is still unknown what that is even. And we also know that Sukuna can transform his body. Now, this was just like a random crackpot theory I have, and you can take this with a grain of salt. But do y'all remember when Sukuna took a bite out of Hana's shoulder and he looked like a fish or something for a second? Like, he just looked like totally deformed. Well, there's a theory that I have that he's probably going to do something similar. Maybe not to like strengthen himself, and I don't think it's anything like Mahito's going to turn himself like into an animal or anything, but he's definitely kind of like gonna look like something monstrous or just something just completely disturbing at some point. Now, granted, also he looks pretty freaky. I mean, imagine fighting a four-armed monstrosity with like armor on his face and a mouth that's literally just like a throat singing the entire time you're fighting it. But I don't know, I feel like Gege is probably gonna lean a little more into the horror here with Sukuna in a bit. But I am so excited for these next couple chapters, man. Someone said that Jujutsu Kaisen was ending in like 5 chapters. I highly doubt it, but when this gets animated, granted, I'll be like 30 or 28 to like 30 when it airs, but I cannot wait for this to air. Man, this is gonna be legendary, man. It's gonna be just brutal. Cannot wait to see Anime Own's reactions to this. But yeah, man, let me know how you guys are feeling about this Sukuna Showdown arc, man. This is absolute gas front to back. I'm having the time of my life. The disrespect on my son Yuji is qualmed. Same thing with my other son Yuta. I mean, my niece Maki, she's out there, she's putting in that work. You know what I mean? So hey, listen. What's gonna happen next chapter? Rika might die. Now, granted, that's not like the Rika. Rika might get eaten. Maki might have like a chunk taken out of her. I don't know, but Sukuna ain't looking too pressed. Like, at no point is he looking as shook as when he fought Gojo and like his eyes started bleeding out of his head, and like when Gojo started getting his voltage back, he looked kind of nervous. We haven't gotten any of that, really. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. We'll see what's gonna happen. But anyway, it's me, your boy Daffy, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. I'm loving this arc, man. I'm having such a great time. But yeah, it's me, your boy Daffy, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great night, guys, and take care. Peace.